Next, I'd like to show you a few extra steps you might consider that will help you in the long run. Specifically, I'm talking about collections. What are collections? Collections are a construct in itrezzo that lets us group together different items sourced from Active Directory and Exchange, including contacts, mailboxes, dynamic distribution lists, organizational units, and others. Even cooler, you can have a collection of collections. We use them for making many elements of itrezzo easier for you to use, like for tracking licenses, for scheduling, for sources and targets of contact lists, etc. First, open the itrezzo Web Administrator. If you're not sure how to do this, I recommend you watch our itrezzo Setup video before continuing. Here is the itrezzo Web Administrator interface. You likely have already set up and licensed a few users. In the following segment, I'll walk you through creating a collection for your gal to be used as a source, and also a collection to be used as a target. First, click the Collections button, then click the plus icon at top right. Name your new collection. In this example, I'm naming it Gal Source. Click the Groups button to show groups. Next, you want to find a distribution list that has everyone in your company. On our system, we preface distribution lists with DL. You can scroll down here, or a quicker way is to simply enter DL in the search box, or enter whatever search string gets you to your desired list. Then drag it across to the right. Click Save. And next, complete these steps a second time to create the target collection. Click the plus icon at top right, name your new collection, here I'm calling it Gal Target, add a description, click the Groups button to show groups. Filter with DL and select the distribution list that includes all your employees and drag it to the right again. Click Save. Now you have a collection for both your source and your target contact lists in your gal. Lastly, we will modify the mandatory contact list to use the collections you just created instead of the raw gal data. Click the arrow next to mandatory contact lists to expand it. Right-click on your All Hands contact list and click Properties to edit it. Under Source Mandatory Contacts, click Select. Click the Collections button on the left to show only your collections. Click the current source on the right and click the small X on the right to remove it. Select your source collection and drag it to the right. Click Save. Under Target Authorized Recipients, click Select. Click the current target on the right, and then click the small X to remove it. Click the Collections button on the left to show only your collections again. Select your source collection and drag it to the right. Click Save. Click Save again. Click the Refresh button at the top right. Now your mandatory contact list points to a source collection and a target collection, which makes managing the sources and targets much easier. Okay, next I'll show you how to automatically license and delicense users from itrezzo. Click on User Statistics in the left pane. Click on the User Enablement button at top right. Click the Manage button. Click the Collections button on the left to show only your collections. Select your target collection and drag it to the right. itrezzo only applies licenses to users who are going to receive contacts. Click Save. Be sure these two checkboxes are checked. Remove users who are not members of the DLs, and remove disabled accounts from license. This removes licenses from any users who have left the company or whose account was disabled. Click Save. itrezzo will now review all contacts in any of the collections you included. If a user already has a license, it moves on. but for any contacts that are new and don't have a license, it will apply a new license to that user. You may see this process shown at the bottom right, but for small collections it may zip by. Now we're ready to create the schedule. Click Schedule and Custom Tasks on the left. The top half of this page lists any scheduled contact or calendar updates, while the bottom half lists any custom tasks, most of which are used for database cleanup. Click the plus sign at the top right. Click Daily on the left. Click the small time icon here. Select a time when most of your employees are done with work. In this example, I'm selecting 6:30 p.m. or 18:30. Click the green plus sign to add that time to your schedule. Next, click the drop-down at the top right and select your target collection. Under Cache Refresh, click each of the three boxes twice. You should see the word Force to the right of each box. This will force all data to be checked and refreshed before any contacts are synced with any mailboxes. Click the box next to Mandatory Contact Lists. This tells itrezzo which calendar or contact lists to be included in this schedule. Because they are now so common, we recommend you check the box next to Contact Photos to synchronize photos for each contact. And then click Save. Your new schedule is now created. To run that update now, either as a first-time sync or because you just made some changes, right-click on the schedule and select Run Now. You'll see the process update at the bottom right while it goes through its steps. And you're done. Your mandatory contact list will now update on the schedule you defined. If you'd like to review the contacts synced to a specific mailbox, here's how. Click on User Statistics in the left pane. Find the target mailbox you want to review and right-click on it. Then select View Contacts Calendars. This opens a new tab. Click on Contacts on the left to show a live view of the selected mailbox. When you're ready to move on, close this tab or click back to the first tab. Alternatively, if you have the physical phone, you can review the synced contacts there. You can confirm the contacts have synced at any time by either opening the Outlook desktop app or the Outlook smartphone app and reviewing the contacts. You should see all the newly synced details listed there. And that's how to share your global address list to smartphones using itrezzo's admin dashboard. Visit here for more information on using itrezzo's many features.